Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently experimenting with the auto-expand and seeing just how badly it ruins our economy. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. For now, of course, we also see enacting agrarianism over here, and that would be moving down from interventionism. Now, looking at this, I'm noticing that agrarianism has still the 25% aristocrat investment pool contribution, but we're going to lose. Well, this is currently 25% capitalist investment pool contribution and 5% aristocrat. So how much are they actually contributing to the investment pool? Can we see how much they're actually making there? Interventionism allows the following to be funded using the investment pool. Investment sources. Arms industries, food industries, iron mines, coal mines. Okay, so I'm not actually seeing this broken down by pop type. Interesting. Well, this is actually not very well supported. Most of the country doesn't care. But those who do care don't like it. So we're not going to do that for now. We're not going to look to enact that just yet. We do have ammunition and artillery, which are currently expensive, but we're working on that. That is currently being worked on, at least with the artillery. Yeah, we've got 3 arms industries. We're not seeing that with ammunition for right now, but that's okay. So we're very heavily deficit spending right now, right? That's definitely a thing that's happening. We're going to finish out some of these constructions, and are more going to get queued. Most likely. Down to 112. Cool. This will be done in 2 weeks. 105. Okay, the price of sulfur and meat have dropped. Ammunition has gone up. And yeah, there's more stuff getting queued up. So we see motor industries expanding, textile mills, steel mills, arms industries. Yeah. Okay, so noted. We're expanding incredibly heavily doing this. Okay. That peace treaty seems whatever. We don't really care too much about that. So we can have quite a lot more credit at this point. The graph is still fundamentally broken, but that's okay. Price of small arms and artillery has dropped. That is good. Ammunition has also dropped. So that will help our government goods. Cool. Triage has been unlocked. Fantastic. There's an import route for small arms from the Prussian market that Austria is doing. It's kind of rude, but whatever. Low market access in Westphalia. Okay, so we should probably take a look at that. Infrastructure using 86 of 77. Fair enough. So we definitely need to increase our railways, but by how much? Each of these gives how much infrastructure? 40. So 1 railway should do the trick. We'll go ahead and manually expand that one. Cool. We don't want that market access to be dropping. So that's fine. To be clear, I'm probably not going to run this automated in the future. But I just want to see how exactly this ends up playing out. So far it seems fine. Artillery is still expensive. Ammunition has dropped a little bit. Yeah, that seems reasonably okay. Cool. Now I want to check in on our budget again here. We could drop our government and military wages back down while we're expanding this heavily. That's probably not a bad idea, because that will save us a good amount of cash. Yeah, I think that's a quite good idea, in fact. So there's a lot of stuff queued up here. And where is that, what's that railroad upgrade that we've just put in? Hasn't started yet? Okay, fair enough. It's in the construction queue. Gotcha. I would like to actually move that to the top. We'll place that at the top of the queue here. Cool. So that looks reasonably fine. Import route for engines. Yes. And eventually we should get to the point where we can support this level of construction. The question is, how long will it take us to get there, and how much will we have to pause our construction before we get there? Because we definitely did overbuild our construction early on. I didn't realize exactly how that system worked, and now that I do, I wouldn't make it quite this big next time. Cool. So far this is all going reasonably well. Standard of living decreased in Prussian Brunswick. Turmoil also started over here in Westphalia. And in Prussian Brunswick. Okay. So they contain radicals that are unhappy with their current circumstances. It's fine. I'm sure they'll be okay. If we look at our number of radicals, it is creeping up. And I suspect that's mostly due to our financial policies here. We also have... Well, actually, let's see here. Decreases in standard of living, unfulfilled political movement demands. Interesting. Okay, so the political movement demands. So we can go into our... Those are institutions there. I wanted to go into... So it's these. 375k are radicals. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and enact that. Or, you know, start working on enacting it. So they're currently placated. And yes, the number is dropping. That's interesting. Can we cancel this inaction? We can. That will probably increase the amount of radicalization, I'm guessing. These guys want to preserve interventionism. Okay. Only medium support, slightly higher than agrarianism. I mean, it makes sense. But the radicalism is very low. So I'm not too concerned about that. For the time being, we're eventually going to want to change some things. But yeah, we're running an unhealthy economy right now. Unsurprising. We have ridiculous amounts of construction going on, right? So I'm not shocked about that. Okay, so we're going to have that railway done in 4 weeks. That will be helpful. Standard of living decreased to 11 in Westphalia. But it increased to 12 in Silesia. If you want peace. The armed forces suggest a more hardline foreign policy towards Austria due to our poor relations. If half of what you're saying is true, I wouldn't want you anywhere near that border, she said, but I don't think it is. Mother, you've always said not to trust the Austrian. Why would you trust them to respect our borders? No one wants their son to do it because they know it's dangerous. That's exactly why we need to do it. So, deteriorating the Prussian relations to Austria, and the armed forces would gain hawkish neighbor relations for 5 years, getting interest approval. Alternatively, we could lose 10% authority, but let's do it. Cool. We're going to be a little hawkish here. That will hopefully reduce our number of radicals a little bit. Okay. Austria began embargoing us in response. So, we can embargo them as well. And that's fine. Done. Now I don't plan to attack them. We've got a sugar and a dye inputs shortage. So we can definitely do an import route here. From the Spanish market, looks like. Cool. And then for dye, we can import from the Danish market. Cool. So we'll work on that. And hopefully that will help our input goods shortage a little bit. I would not like to import more, but let's see what we've got. These shortages may or may not persist. Now there's a silk input shortage as well. So we'll create a new import route here from the Ottoman market. It's not great here. So this is only bringing in 10 units. Can we see what our... Okay, our glassworks needs 273. Okay, so we can definitely say we're going to need more. Something like that. And then as far as sugar goes, we're definitely going to need more here as well. Okay. We still need a lot more sugar. And it is true that we are not a substantial producer of sugar. We're just going to import all of the sugar that we can. We also have glass input goods shortages. We can produce glass, so I'm not too concerned about that. Okay. So how are our constructions going here? Well, we're expanding a bunch of things. Eventually, I am expecting us to stabilize on these expansions somewhat. The question is when. Okay, there's our coal mines expanding over here. I also want to check in and make sure that we aren't able to do any better production methods. Not that I'm immediately seeing there. Okay. Our coal mines are fully employed as is our trade center over here. Cool. Paper mills expanded. And how are we doing here? This trade route is inactive because we have embargoed them. So we should definitely get rid of both of those trade routes. They are not relevant to us. Only Prussian Brunswick is currently in turmoil. And so these are currently unproductive. Because the trade revenue? I'm not sure we actually care about the trade revenue, though. We're trying to import the goods. We're not actually trying to make a profit on the trade. So I think that's okay for now. Cool. So we're down around minus 44k. This is definitely improving in our economy, but we're going very heavily into debt with the auto expand. There's no doubt about that. But we're also expanding extraordinarily aggressively. We just got mechanized workshops, though, and that is absolutely something that will give us another production method. So let's hop into our buildings here and go to our textile mills. We can do mechanized looms, and then over here we can go to mechanized workshops as well in our furniture manufactories. Anything else that we can upgrade? Not that I see immediately there. Not that I see immediately here either. Ah, we can go down to first aid here. Cool. Okay, so that's going to cost us a bit as we shift on over, of course. And we should probably pause construction fairly soon. Reasonably soon. We're very, very negative at this point in our income. And that's to be expected with how aggressively we're expanding right now. Absolutely expected. That said, we should be reaching the end of our factories that are full on their... It doesn't show it from here. But are full on their cash reserves. We do have some fishing reserves. Rye farms are getting close. Yeah, okay. I'm just noting some of those things right now. I'm not convinced that we need to get the investment pool, or rather to get the construction goods paused right now. We're about 7 million in debt. But I think for the moment, it's reasonably okay. Like, this interest is not that expensive. We just don't want to hit our credit cap. What happens if we do that? The country goes into default? Yeah, we almost certainly don't want to do that. Agrarianism has fared poorly in public debates. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that. That seems completely okay. So I'm keeping an eye on our credit right now. But I'm definitely interested in very aggressively expanding our factories. 6, 7, 11 weeks. I do think that we're going to start finishing up this construction blitz fairly soon. Reasonably soon, anyway. So checking in here, we do have these unproductive trade routes. Trade routes are needing convoys to increase its level. So convoys come from ports. Got it. So we're going to need to hop into the trade lens and upgrade our port levels. Cool. Not in East Prussia, thanks. Where was that? That should be here. Okay, so we're going to need to get those done eventually. Where do we see our number of convoys? It shouldn't be in politics. Probably just under the trade lens somewhere. I'm not seeing our number of convoys, and I wasn't expecting to need more convoys. So we can see that this currently needs 16 convoys. Oh, here it is. Available convoys and required convoys. Got it. Cool. So that's fine for now. We're going to get those ports built eventually. And yeah, tools are currently expensive. This is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And we're going heavily into debt. We're going to have to pause our construction eventually. But we're going to be finishing up a bunch of these coal mines. Cool. How are we doing on this? We're currently at 7.57 million. Cool. This is seeming reasonably okay. And then we've got a bunch of ports queued up here, of course. But that's fine. Yeah, we've got an unhealthy economy currently. That's expected. Low market access in Westphalia again. So we're going to need to expand our railway here again. Yeah, due to our infrastructure. Cool. So we're going to have to expand a lot of things here pretty soon. So that's going to put a bit of a damper on our expansion of these factories. That's okay. We're probably overbuilding our ports, to be clear. We're almost certainly overbuilding our ports. But I want to get that going. Our textile mills will be finishing up now. And then we've got these two workshops, but these ports are not all that far away. We're 36 weeks away from everything in the queue being built. So can we run this deficit for 36 more weeks? I don't think so. Enlistment offices. Hey, okay. So we should probably start working on additional production methods. I think that's very clear. I'm just checking. All of this row is done. All of this row is not. We'll take chemical bleaching. Cool. So there we go. And if we look now at our battalions here, we can raise up to 91 conscript battalions. It's not great. There's no doubt about that. But I want to check in on this. We can definitely run until these are finished constructing. Nationalism has been unlocked. Okay, cool. Saxony refused to become the protectorate of France. Onward. As part of our efforts to unify the people of Germany, Saxe-Coburg-Gotha has agreed to join our growing confederation. By joining this confederation with Prussia, we may be surrendering Saxon sovereignty, I like the sound of that, but by doing so, we help to secure German sovereignty. The spirit of the times is undeniable. The German people desire unity, and the Prussian seems to be the ones to make it happen. To oppose the coming together of the German people would be utter folly. Cool. So this will result in a diplomatic incident, but we annex Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. So Saxe-Coburg-Gotha is over here somewhere. I don't actually know where they are. Oh, right here. So that's not very major, but consider it done. Fantastic. Realism is now spreading. Okay. We have 2 battalions in reserve. Because we don't have enough generals. I see. So it would have to be in the North Germany HQ. What does this cost us? $10 bureaucracy. Okay. Got it. That's not too bad. Cool. So obviously this needs to be dealt with. We've got a lot of stuff going on there. Ooh, that was exciting. Very exciting indeed. Okay, so our chemical plants are done. I wish that there was another button here to pause automatic constructions and to continue working on manually queued constructions. That would be nice, but unfortunately that doesn't exist. That said, our finances are looking a lot better now. Just from annexing this little bit over here. So the textile mills finish up. The tooling workshops will be finishing as well. We can see that it queued a glassworks immediately. And another tooling workshop. Okay. So our railway in Westphalia is being worked on. That'll be done in 22 weeks. Yeah, I wish there was a button here to turn off the automatic expansion, rather than having to go through and turn it off in all of these. I don't want to actually turn it off, right? I just want to pause it. And apparently, we can't automatically expand our trade centers, despite the fact that this button exists. Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. So our ports are going to be finishing up here shortly. And then we're going to be starting on that tooling workshop. But yeah, we can see it definitely queued up a few more. So I'm going to pause our construction for the moment. And what is that going to do? Well, we're not going to be constructing, but we're going to be paying down our debt a little bit. And more importantly, working up our investment pool. So that'll be great. Absolutely great there. Now, I'm wondering how much investment pool we're actually going to get under agrarianism, and what we're actually able to contribute to. Can be used to build agriculture, plantations, ranches, manufacturing industries, mines, forestries, rubber plantations, whaling, fisheries, oil extractors, and infrastructure. But with this, it's basically only agrarian plans. Okay. We're going to cancel that. Cool. Excellent. We definitely don't want agrarianism. So that's fine. Okay, we're paying down our debt a little bit here. And building up our investment pool. Once our investment pool hits a decent chunk here... Oh, Schwartzberg wants to do the same thing. Okay, so where's Schwartzberg? That is these guys. Done. One step closer to unification. Fantastic. So that gets us additional territory over here. Beautiful. Sweden wants a defensive pact. We accept. That'll give us some protection against Austria. How powerful is Sweden? Not super powerful, but that'll be helpful regardless. I'm not planning to attack Austria anytime soon, so this seems okay. Our construction queue is paused, and we're going to pay down our debt for a while here. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to eventually continue our construction queue. Eventually. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods. Oh, that's a lot of things. They're still getting queued, I guess? Interesting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Ken2In, Atala, I don't have my notepad up, so I was reading off the screen here, Jensgram, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.